Hi and welcome to this week's energy forecast. I'm Rachel Thompson Phillips, the creator of the BU Oracle cards, which will be the cards that we use for this week's energy forecast for July the 16th through to July the 22nd. Last week we went through this beautiful new moon, and it brings about bringing up our dreams, our goals, our desires, our intentions, the things that we would like to be able to manifest. And that energy is still moving through this week. And this week's overall theme is about be the awareness. Now, Monday and Tuesday is chaos. Wednesday through till Friday is the card of love, and Saturday and Sunday is uniqueness. So let's see how this unfolds. So with the card of chaos coming up in conjunction with the new moon setting intentions, there is two ways that this can play out for people this week. For those that are really inspired by those dreams, are really moving into that space where they're chasing their dreams, this is where it's going to be really super important to become very vigilant with writing down all your thoughts, ideas, any suggestions, anything that just pops into your consciousness, because this is what's going to help you stay focused to be able to fulfill those dreams, as well as also being able to understand that some of the ideas that drop into your consciousness right now may not be the thing that you need to use right at this very given moment, but maybe a few steps down the way. And our mind doesn't have the capacity to be able to remember every single thought that drops into our mind. So by jotting it down helps us to be able to always check in, ticking off, not so much ticking off that list, but that ticking off the list is about that commitment of staying true to yourself and following your dreams. The second part is for those that haven't quite made it over that threshold where they, really do believe in what they're doing, but they're prepared to take a leap of faith and move in that direction. Now, what happens is as you're crossing over that threshold is that there will be fears and doubts that come up. But I read this amazing, beautiful quote yesterday, which was, you, rather than be your thoughts and emotions, be the awareness behind them. It's a beautiful, beautiful quote that enables us to be able to remember that our fears and doubts are just thoughts. They're thoughts that if we give permission to really engage in them, activate emotions and memories that remind us of our fears and doubts. So this is where you can come back and just be that objective observer and just take a little step back and just ask yourself, are these fears substantial, or are they holding me back? And only you can be the person that defines them. And when we realize that we can just be the awareness of our thoughts, it means that we don't trigger off those emotional, physiological responses that activate and keep that feeling of fear filtering through our body. So it's a really, really great way to be able to help overcome those fears and doubts, because believe me, if those fears and doubts are coming up, it's a very big indication that you're at that really beautiful crossroad, as I said, that tips you over to really do truly believing in your dreams and goals. The key to being able to really stay in the space of learning to believe in yourself, because it is a learned skill. When we are born, we know to believe in ourselves, but through conditioning and through life in general, somehow we fall out of love with ourselves. Now, the key to being able to continue to believe in yourself is to be able to bring through that self-love. And that is being that gentle reminder that, would you treat a friend the same way that you treat yourself? Would you forgive a friend, or would you not? Sometimes we tend to treat ourselves so much more harshly than what is warranted, and it is important to be able to remember the best, most important relationship is that you can have with yourself. So do things to support yourself, do things to nourish yourself, become that amazing cheer squad that implants your mind with the most amazing thoughts. This is where affirmations and I am statements, they really help us move through that transition into that threshold of truly believing in ourselves. And even if you have moved into that space of believing in yourself, it's still so important to keep reminding yourself that you're doing amazing, because the more you hear it, the more you feel it, the more you see it, the more it helps keep you believing in yourself. And each one of that is going to bring us to this beautiful reminder that you were put on this earth as this beautiful, unique being. What you have within you is a gift. Now, sometimes we undervalue the gift, but yet if we consider from a different perspective, how do other people see you? How do they value? How do they see your worth? That also helps us be able to move into that space of being reminded that there is a beautiful gem that is within you that is just wanting the light to be brought into that so you can show up and shine. Now, we all have these incredible gifts that are within each and every one of us, and one person's unique gift is no greater than the next. Some people were put on this earth to be amazing parents. Some are put on this earth to be amazing partners and lovers. Some people are put on this earth to be amazing employees. Some people were put on this earth to be great leaders. Each position has an incredibly important role within this world, and all we need to do is to be able to just step into that space and just own it, and own it within our beingness. Decide that whatever it is that you are chasing at this point, step into that space right now and own it within yourself. Because remember, we always spend a lot of time in the doingness and fail to remember that we need to be that person that we want to match the goals, dreams, and desires. Now, this coming month is such a beautiful catalyst because everything we are doing is moving us into the direction for the next month's new moon, which moves us into Leo, which is all about certainty. It is about, having that real bold, courageous aspect, fire within yourself that nothing is going to get you in the way. So this coming month is all leading you up to that part. So as we come into the new moon in Cancer, there is all about honoring our emotions and that water element within us. So as we be that objective observer and be the awareness of our thoughts and emotions, sometimes that can bring up tears, and they're not tears of sadness, they're tears of joy, they're tears of recognizing that sometimes maybe some of the beliefs and limitations you've had have really served their purpose, and now you are completely ready to move into that space where we let them go. And those tears become a release, because as we let something go, we actually allow it to leave within our beingness at a cellular level, so everything restructures itself. So when we truly let something go, you just never know how long you've been holding on to it for such a long time. So if you do feel an urge to have tears come to the surface, allow them to just fall, because they are part of this beautiful journey of being able to almost look into our life. I feel like this week is about how we get to look into our life and observe it from a different perspective and gain a whole completely new understanding. And to me, when we learn to understand something from a new perspective, immediately we have this beautiful transition and shift into this new evolution of growth. And this week really is about that evolution of growth, and that's all just through being the awareness, not getting caught up in what's happening, but just take a little bit of a step back. So this is an incredibly beautiful and inspiring week where people have either moved over that threshold or are moving to cross that threshold. So whatever you do, just remember to keep believing in yourself. Know that your intuition is always going to guide you, and embrace the beautiful being that you are. So much love. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you again next week. Take care.